performance management, we recently built and introduced an entirely new practice, and it was done from frustration about the poor status of our performance culture, in a way. And here's what we did. We took away a lot of rules, and we just, in a way, we handed back performance management to management. That's where it belongs. Over the years, it had become far too much HR bureaucracy, you see. And so what we did is we took out many rules, handing back performance management to management and working very hard on their capability to have continuous performance conversations with their direct reports. And instead of those rules that we took out, we reinstalled one rule, which was before you go out and set ambitions with your people, before you go out for the mid-year review, before you go out for the year-end evaluation, you have to sit with your peer managers to agree your views on your people. So that's one fundamental change. And by doing that, we really handed back performance management to management. The second thing we did was we have decomposed the assessment score. So you would normally give a number, and it's in fact odd to reduce an entire human being to one number. So we said we have to look at more dimensions. So we identified job, we identified the effectiveness of your behavior, and we identified the progress on your stretch ambitions. And you give scores for each of those that we don't consolidate. So that gives you a much richer, much more varied picture of that human being. And we also notice that helps the manager to differentiate much more between all their direct reports. I think that's essentially what we did with performance management. Now, since it is about building capability of your managers for such a continuous performance conversation, you should not expect this to work overnight. So this will take a few years. However, we run an organizational health inventory every 2 years, and there it already shows that our employees think our performance management has improved. So this is where we are. When talking culture and when talking organizational transformation, people immediately start to romanticize. Culture is a very, very big word. I would even find it difficult to identify what culture really is. And probably when you look at a big company like ours, you've got overlaying cultures. In some parts of the bank, you will have a slightly different culture from other parts of the bank. And you probably have a number of common themes that connect all those different cultures. Now, I've experienced from frustration and non-achievement, I know that if you want to stand a chance to change the way your company works, you have to be very precise, and it will always be about behavior you have to be precise about. So what we have done in the bank, we have reframed from culture change programs. We have identified the behaviors we're really, really good at, that we are proud of and that we want to strengthen. And we've been very precise on the one or two things we think we should do much better. And by becoming so precise, becoming so granular, you enable the company to just deploy actions rather than talking vaguely about culture. And you also enable yourself to really measure whether you make any progress. So that's where we stand in terms of cultural transformation and exploring our culture.